Go right ahead, Miss Gross.
So today we're going to get started with kind of a brain warm-up for everybody. I know it's like mid-afternoon, right after lunch, so we're going to warm up just a little bit with a really cool quote that I found, and then they're going to have a little bit of discussion between pairs, and then after we do like a little thinking together with that, we're going to share it out with the rest of the class and see what our thoughts are. So our quote is, "Some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default." And that's from J.K. Rowling. Who knows who that is? Yeah? Yeah? You want to share? Is that J.K. Rowling? Absolutely the author of Harry Potter. Amazing. So, for this quote, we're going to ask these three questions. What does she mean by fail by default? When is it okay to fail? And why should we strive to fail in our lives? So go ahead and turn to some partners, or if you're in a group of three, just find someone to discuss this with. We can turn around and talk. We'll give you about a minute and a half just to quickly run through these and get ourselves working, okay? So, you guys can talk, you guys can talk, you guys can talk. Patience, Brady, is that cool? Yeah, awesome.
I don't know about
Because a failure doesn't accomplish you.
Yeah, second try, and
This working like me. One should be striving to fail.
yeah, especially we talked about in some of our last Okay, so I can tell we're all kind of finished up here. So if we want to go back to our seats, it'd be awesome. So what are some of the things that we discussed? You don't have to go specifically by number, but if anyone wants to talk about something cool they mentioned to their peer. Yeah.
So you should strive to fail because it can make you learn from your failures, and it can teach you lessons.
For sure. Yeah. And I heard you hear me talk about risk taking. Did you want to elaborate on that at all?
Sure. So you'll kind of off of what you said, you're never really learn from anything unless you take risks. And you just gotta put yourself out there, and if you fail, you still learn from it.
Yeah, you learn from it, you have that experience to move forward from, and a lot of times when we just have discussed this quote in the last class, they talked about risk taking because you're never going to remember that time you stayed at home watching TV compared to the time where you went out on some elaborate adventure and made some awesome memories. So, moving forward from that, unless anyone has anything else to share, are we good? Okay. So, today we're going to be making artist trading cards. I'm going to be introducing it to you, and for the next couple of days we're going to be working on this really, really cool project. So for those of you that don't know or haven't heard of artist trading cards before, specifically a 2.5 by 3.5 thick piece of paper that is a smaller version of an artwork that you can create personally to yourself. You can use all different types of mediums, and as Todd mentioned, we're going to open up the whole classroom to you so you can use painting, drawing, watercolor, any kind of mixed media, collage, even you can make a sculptural work on top of the piece of paper too. So, we also want it to relate directly to you as an artist and human being. So, we want it to be your personality, your unique characteristics, or pretty much anything that makes you you. So, we're going to start with an introductory video. It's really short.
A little bit better. But basically, an artist trading card is meant for that purpose, to trade with other artists, there are also people selling them on eBay, although the original purpose was to trade. Here I've done some where I've taken one word and I've defined it visually. One of my themes that I give my students is language. So that was the one that I chose to use for my artist trading cards. You can also choose your own theme. We have curiosity, seasons, symmetry. Those were our favorites from this year. You can use old postcards, old brochures. Google Translate will give you different words in different languages, which is always fun. like this book, Artist Journals and Sketchbooks by Lynn Perella. Gives you great ideas on mixed material pieces, photographs, two-dimensional, although some of them are a little more 3D as inspiration. One of my students, Mackenzie, has done 2 on language as well. She's going to do a series of 3. The first thing you want to do when you do an artist trading card is usually prepare your background and then build up your layers from there. But anyway, fun thing, fun inspiration to start your day. A little bit back.
Okay, so for the artist trading cards, the specific artist that has been credited in history for making the artist trading cards popularized was M. Vanchi Sternman, and he was born on the 21st of April in 1951 in Zurich, Switzerland, as Manfred Ulrich Sternman. He's a Swiss artist and an author and a curator. He's been active in performance art, copy art or Xerox art, mail art, and installation art as well. In 1997, he initiated the Collaborative Performance Art Trading Card Showcase, and this is exactly what he's well known for. So at this time, when he first started his art show, he didn't have any of these large pieces of works. He just had these small artist trading cards. And he created over 1,200 artist trading cards at his first installation, and the reason it was so significant and why there's actually not a lot of pictures of them is because everyone that attended the show got one of the cards for free, just for coming. So I thought that was a really cool way he shared them. And a fun fact, he himself, because he's still living, has created more than 17,000 artist trading cards in his lifetime, and 14,000 of those he has traded to other artists. And between 1997 and 2004, he actually created over 333 artist trading card editions, so like huge scrapbooks of these artist trading cards between 800 different people of 40 different countries. So I thought that was really awesome. And these are a little snippet of the cards that he had collected at that time, and the ones on the right are ones that he had traded with across artists and across different countries. So can anyone point out to me which one is really eye-catching right off the bat for them?
The one in the corner.
Yeah. This one, why do you think it's eye-catching? Yeah, and really, really bright colors too, right? Yeah. What about you? What do you think? Did you have one that caught your eye?
I was one of the participants. The corn on the cob, that's actually what it is.
This one? Yeah. So I
In
did.
Iowa, we see a lot of corn.
Oh yeah. And that's how you relate it kind of regionally too, whereas I think at the time he was working, it was like a satellite and a corn on the cob that he collaged together that were 2 separate pieces that he combined.
Naked lady, I should have said naked lady first thing.
Yeah.
The naked lady.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, the hand would be high.
the hand, this one here, yeah,
That's where they do it.
as the palm and hand too, absolutely. And then these are, to me, a little bit of the sunflower from Mango happening in like a black and white spectrum, absolutely. So, our specific directions for this class. We are going to be making 2 artist trading cards for display. 2 of them you get to keep, and then the other 2 are going to go into the artist trading card swap. What swap, you may ask? We are going to be trading with our classmates here, and we also have the graphic imaging class doing this as well. They're going to have the same opportunity to do the traditional mediums that you guys will, as well as a digital medium, so you can do it on the Intuos pad, I believe, and then they'll be working from there and trading across classes too, which I think will be really fun. So you'll have 3 days to complete all 6 of your artist trading cards. Today, you'll work to sketch and brainstorm some of the ideas that you have. You can either do like a themed one. Did you want to pop in and talk about the Pac-Man idea you had?
Oh yeah, for certain. Like, so the artist trading cards that we're doing for the first class, the graphic imaging class. Now they have a theme. I'm making them do a certain theme because that class is my advanced graphics and they're reading a book. The book is Ready Player One, which has got a lot of video game in 1980s references. So I told the students, hey, if you wanted to do a theme of your 6 trading cards on a theme, then if I wanted Pac-Man, it would be Pac-Man, Ghost, 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 and then Ms. Pac-Man. Then each one will be a little bit different. You could choose that if you'd like. You don't have to do that. You guys have a little bit more free reign because you are the total drawing and painting class. You're not locked down to that necessarily. But by all means, you could.
And we also have the idea too where if you wanted them to be thematic that way and have a certain theme to them, or you could have something that is just repeated throughout the 6 of them. So if you have a certain shape that you're working from every single time, that would be a cool way to keep them cohesive.
For example, like a student, maybe you have a cool little sketch of some hands doing like a peace sign. You can have that on all 6 with other cool stuff going on. Like that could be like your insignia, your little thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we want a minimum of 2 done today. Just after the sketches, we want to try to get these working as fast as possible because you can always do more in the class period if you have more time. But by Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to have Wednesday be the last day to work on them, and we're going to turn them in completed so that by that time we can swap them between the class here and also between the graphic imaging class. So on Thursday, that'll kind of be the big reveal for all of us as to what we've created in the class, as well as what the other class has made so that we can share them that way. And then we're going to do a little critique just to see what we liked, what maybe didn't work as well but we can improve on later, just to see that from the other class's perspective too. And I also wanted to share some more resources because I have a pretty cool story about these ones that are in the scrapbooking format. Is one of my professors, I told her about the lesson I was wanting to make for you guys. And she told me that she had this ginormous scrapbook that she had created because all of her high school friends and her have decided to make an artist trading card every single month with a specific theme. And that's how they keep in contact, is by trading all of these cards in the mail, and she's always put them in this like baseball card scrapbook. So here they had video games or games of sorts, mythological creatures, superheroes, and hand studies. And then these were just some mixed media portions here with some who had added like jewelry down from them, so a little bit, they can make a sound when you like ring them. And then these are different pattern studies that we did as well. And then we had Wes Anderson, more patterns, Tim Burton, decades. This was like an identification, so if you were to like cartoon yourselves and make your own identification, what kind of things would that say? And then also just some stacking layers collage. Now these are some examples I showed to the graphic imaging class as well because they'll have access to computers, but I also wanted to show them to you guys as a class because they have the vibrant colors, the line dimensions, all those different qualities of lines that we've been wanting to study too. So you have full freedom to do whatever you would like with these cards. And I really want to see what you guys will do and see how the personality of yourselves can be put into those cards. So if for some reason you feel like you don't know, you're just so cool, you don't know how to put all of your personality into these 6 cards, trust me, I do. But if you need some prompts, if you need an idea of like what to do, please feel free to look at any of these because the bucket list, art history, new animal creations, any of these prompts are really good because the last thing we want to do is wait for 20 or 30 minutes trying to figure something out. We really want to get working on these. So you can use any of these as your first inspiration. Questions? We went over a lot, but any questions? Are we good for now? Yeah, Dean?
So like, I know you said like you have something like theme or story inspired. Is it okay if you use like a source online, as long as it's not like plagiarism?
Yeah.
Influence you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have in the video kind of mentioned in the beginning how one of her students had done like a text themed one and her perception on that text. That'd be really cool. Yeah, because I'd love to see how, one of my favorite parts of like reading books in general is like visualizing what's happening in the book. So if you were able to see what's happening then and then visualize it on paper, that'd be really cool too. Any other questions? That's a really good question.
Does anybody not know what we're doing?
Yeah, in general. You're not making this last 10 minutes. Okay, so for today, you're going to be sketching, and then once you feel like you have your sketches complete, you can kind of bring me or Todd over just to see kind of where you're at, and then we're going to collect our materials and start working at our desks. Todd and I got some really awesome thick paper that should not bend if you wanted to use like diluted colors of any kind that would make usual paper warp. It's going to be really, really thick. So all of you have 6 right here, and if you do want to work outside of class too, feel free to take these home because we do have a little bit of extra paper, but yeah, today we'll just get started. Sketch on a scrap piece of paper, any of the newsprint over there they can grab, and
Definitely use newsprint for some initial ideas.
yeah.
I have a question. So like for the colors, I saw like some of them were done with like colored pencil and some of them were painting,
Mhm.
so it doesn't matter.
Oh no, absolutely not. You have full right to any material, yeah. Whatever you're comfortable with, or if not comfortable, take some risks. Failure is good. That's what we talk about. Wow. Yes, thank you. Good catch.
Yep.